Attention, all stations. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir, tout le monde, et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group for Wednesday, July the 12th, 2023. Today marks 1,556 weeks that AREG has been on the air consecutively. And my name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. This net, yeah, I already said that. Since this is a Simplex net, um, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. So we also stream the net on YouTube, so people who tune in can hear how they sound into my station and see their signal strength and see my station layout. Just type in my call into the YouTube search box. Again, VA3CJZ. And tonight you can look for us live or under the title AREG Week 1556. And we ask that you please try and leave a 2-second delay in between transmissions so we allow others to break in. May I now have check-ins for this evening's AREG?
B3BK. BA3NCA.
Okay, I heard two stations there, VE3BK and VA3NCA. Let's go to Rick. Good evening, Rick. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on frequency. I guess the big news is that on Monday we got the NCF 2-meter repeater back on the air. 1 week turnaround, thanks to Barry B3ISX and some other people. They got it back up and running. And that's about all I got for the net right now. And so we'll listen along and let you take more check-ins there, Chuck. BA3CJZ, B3BK.
Okay, Rick, very good, very good. I have been monitoring the NCF repeater, but not today. I didn't get a chance to listen in on that there, but I have no problems getting in there. I know there's been a few complaints, but for me, it's no problem at all. From the old location to the new one makes no difference. I hit it with low power. So, all right, Rick, well, thanks a bunch for checking in, my friend. We'll check back with you in a bit. Maybe you'll have something else to add. So let's go to Wade out in Dundas, VA3NCA. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and good evening, everyone else on net tonight. Another nice way to spend a Wednesday, so I thought I'd key up and listen along and participate. It was a work from work day, but today was what they call our summer day, which is basically just an all-hands meeting all day. But all hands for our department is about 120 people, so it was a big one. Anyways, it was reasonably fun. It was a comedian from CBC was the presenter at the end of the day, so that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
A show, I suppose, at the end of the day. And other than that, it is Amazon Prime Day going up to the end of the day, so I don't know. There's a couple of ham radio related items that Amazon has. Ones I picked up were a little inline watt meter that's popular with POTA folk, or people running from batteries anyways. It's only $15, and normally I think they go for quite a bit more. There's a bigger version of the same one that the guy in Stony Creek, name is escaping me right now, but DX Canada sells for quite a bit more than that, but it's the higher capacity one, so that's understandable. Anyways, if anybody's interested, it's a digital inline watt meter for not for RF watts. It's for battery watts, but useful nonetheless. And only $15. And the other one, I'm not sure if anybody in the neighborhood uses this, but there's a Wi-Fi standard that uses amateur bands. It's called ARDEN, ARDEN, and it's an alternate firmware. It's kind of like Wi-Fi, but it's amateur radio Wi-Fi. And it looks like a neat little project. So I picked up a router that'll handle that. It was only $40. So those are my two Amazon Prime Day purchases. And when they arrive, I guess I'll I'll start playing around with them. But anyways, I'm curious if there's other Arden nodes being set up on the amateur bands in the vicinity. Otherwise, it'll be lonely just talking to myself. But I'll still hack around and play with it nonetheless. Anyways, thanks there, Chuck, and I'll send it back to you, and you can pick up a few more, and we can chat along the AREG. Back to you, VA3NCA.
All right, very good there, Wade. And yeah, having a node, but it shouldn't be too difficult to hit it in the general area. So yeah, good luck with that. And as far as Amazon Prime goes, yeah, on until midnight tonight. So if you've got anything that you were looking to get that you were waiting for the price to go down, well, tonight's the night you should go on the site and look it up and see which one of those products is on sale. I personally, I got myself a webcam. I'm actually using it right now with the direct view. What's it called? It's called a E-Meet, EMEET, Echo Mike, Echo Echo Tango. It's a really nice camera. It was very reasonable, and so far it's looking like it's working fairly quickly too. So hopefully the stream tonight and the audio and everything else is good, and we'll wait to hear some feedback on the YouTube live stream. And I want to say hello to Wayne, VA3FMB, checking in with us from Oakville, I do believe. Good evening, Wayne, and everyone else listening. Once again, we're streaming on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search box, and you can find us live there. Okay, Wade, we'll get back to you in a little bit there. Thanks for checking in. And let's see who else out there would like to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3CJZ looking for check-ins. Please come now.
VA3 AXJ.
Okay, I heard a double there. I heard VA3AXJ. I heard VA3 India Mike Whiskey. And there was another distant station in there. Try that again, please.
Delta 3 and
Okay, I heard Victor Alpha 3 Tango, and what's the rest?
Hotel X-ray.
Hotel X-ray. Okay, very good then. All right, so let's go and say hello to VA3AXJ. Rick, come on in.
Good evening there, Chuck. Not much to say. Been a hard 2 days, but had the MRI on the 5th, a week ago today. Got the results yesterday. Like, you know how some people, they have a grocery list when they go shopping? Well, I got an MRI list, and it ain't good. Yeah, making an appointment to see the McNerva clinic there for some pain relief, I hope. Don't know when that's going to happen, but I just have to wait and see.
Oh, yeah, so what are you saying? They found some nerve damage?
There's nerve damages, there's, what did you say, vertebrae, all kinds of stuff, man, I tell you, it's crazy.
Yeah, I remember going through all that, MRIs and this and that and the other thing, and not just once either. My workplace wanted me to get their doctors to put me through the hoops there, and God, I'm glad that's all over with now. But yeah, found a good procedure for me for my lower back at the DeGroote Pain Clinic over at McMaster, and I can't wait to get my next procedure in August there, Rick. So, well, you know that you have an issue with that area, so you be careful. And I know it's easier said than done, but you got to look after yourself. And sometimes you got to think twice and go, hang on a second here. Maybe, maybe I can get someone else to do it, or, do it a different way. But definitely, it doesn't take much. I knew a guy, Rick, when I worked at E.D. Smith, he worked in the supply shop, and he dropped his pencil on the ground from his sitting position at his desk, and when he went to pick it up, his his body locked up. They had to throw him in the back of a truck and send him off to the hospital. Crazy how fast and easy that can happen.
Yeah, and it's hard because if you're like, if you're like me, like busy, busy, busy all the time, it's kind of like the doctor even told me, said you got to take it easy. But I beat myself up so bad sometimes, Chuck. It's amazing, and I'm still walking. But I'm not the type of guy that likes to sit around and do nothing. I got to do something. I have to because I'll just go nuts. Anyhow, enough of my problems. I'm sure you got a few yourself. But I just got to wait for the referral to go through. And then we'll go from there. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Rick. Thanks for checking in, my friend. Stick around, and we're just getting started. So let's move down the list and say hello to Mac, VA3 Indy Mike Whiskey. Come on in, Mac.
Well, good evening, Chuck. I gotta say that the new summer schedule for nets in this local region seems to be working out just fine. Chris RWJ is still banging away at the Burlington Amateur Radio Club.
Oh, wow. Good.
And he's getting a good swarm of check-ins, both from the Hamilton, Burlington, and Toronto area. And that seems to be working out just fine. So, we're sharing the days of the week. And, of course, we always look forward to the highlight, right? Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. And as I said earlier today, looking forward to on this day. Other than that, not much else to share. Had a little bit of a excursion out to Mississauga, to one of our local Southern Ontario metal recycling plants, and that's going to come very well placed for our activities in Welland. So very excited about all that stuff. Anyways, I got caught with an empty beverage, and I'm going to have to step away for a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to let you know that I am here, and if anything happens that you can't hear and I can, I'll certainly let you know. So let me turn it back to you for the time being, and let's see if there's anybody else out there that still wants to check in with Chuck.
All right. Yeah. Everybody stay tuned for the highlight reel coming up. Very good, Mac. It was a quiet day for us here today. The wife was off work. It was our anniversary. And we just spent some time together. And she went and got a combination bird bath, plant holder, and bird feeder all in one there. And she was busy setting that up today. And very good, Max. You go do what you have to do, and we'll be here. And I just wanted to correct myself. It was Mississauga that Wayne VA3 FMB is from, and unfortunately, he's unable to make it in. Like I said, this is why we have the YouTube stream for people that are unable to hear or actually make it into the station here. So the YouTube stream is helpful for those people for sure. Okay, so let's move down to the next person, and that would be VA3 Tango Hotel X-Ray. John, come on in, John.
Yes, VA3 THX, and say hi to everybody that can hear me. And you guys are all having a good day. It sounds like it's a good sport. Not too much to add here. I just noticed that we're getting Charlie, mountain southwest. It's still ready to move in. Yeah, not much else to say other than that. I'll be putting my 2-meter radio on my work truck tomorrow, and looking forward to using that. So, not much else to say other than that.
Okay, there, John. Very good. Well, you're coming in with some crackly audio at an S7 signal, but that could be because I have noise over here at my end. But please remember to speak a little closer to the microphone or speak up so everybody can hear you. And yeah, very good. Putting the 2-meter into the truck tomorrow. Good luck with that. Yeah, that reminds me, a friend of mine wanted to put a magnet mount antenna on his truck. The only problem is it's aluminum. So the front bumper was the only place that he had actual magnetic metal that he could put his magnet mount antenna there. And he put it on the front bumper of his truck. It was funny as hell. But anyways, yeah, good luck with that. And thanks for joining us, John. And where are you located again?
I'm out in Empire's Corner.
Copy that on the Empire Corners. I forgot. I should know this. You told me that last week. But, you know, we're getting older over here, and the memory is the first thing to go. Thanks again for checking in, John. Much appreciated. Up at the Empire Corners there, sounding good into Hamilton at the Center Mall. Do you have anything else for us there before we continue on?
No, nothing over here to record. That's pretty quiet. Back to you.
All right, very good. Well, at least the farmers are getting what they want and what they need, and that's plenty of rain. I feel that this year has been has had more precipitation than previous summers. We're getting rain fairly regularly, and so yeah, it's nice to have green grass, and of course you got to cut it. But hey, you know, everything comes with a price. All right, so we'll clear with Victor Alpha 3, Tango Hotel X-Ray, and see who else is out there. I would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm located near the Center Mall in Hamilton. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Zulu, Juliet, Charlie.
November.
Okay, I heard 2 stations there. There was a double. I heard VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. See, I got it right on the first time. And VE3 November Whiskey. I did hear Arpad first, so let's take Arpad. Come on in, Arpad.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the net. This is Victor Echo 3 November Whiskey. Just using the handy walkie-talkie over by Highway 20 at the soccer field. I'm not activating the park, but I'm in the park. So it's an unactivated park. And they're playing a soccer game. I can see it from here. So actually the weather is still good. It's overcast. Looks like we are going to have some rain, but temperature-wise, it's not bad at all. And you're coming in full scale, of course. Back to you, Chuck.
Okay, very good, Arpad. I've got you here at an S9, just a hair over. I guess you could say 9.5, 10 over S9 there, Arpad. So good job, nice, strong audio, and you're doing a good job there from the park. And yes, a lot of people play soccer at our parks in the evening. That's for sure. Very popular sport. And now Hamilton has a team, and so a lot more things going on at the stadium with that regards. Football and the other football. Okay, Arpad. Well, thanks for checking in, my friend. You enjoy the evening, and if you have anything else to comment on there, just jump right in.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, you know what? I just noticed I was on extremely low power on this radio. I'm using an ID52, and it has 4 power levels, and I was running it on 100 milliwatt, 1/10 of the watt. And yeah,
Wow.
I went now I turned it up to 5 watts, so hopefully you can hear me better now. And yeah, I'm surprised you could able to hear me with that low power settings. But I'm high up here, so if anybody wants to activate the park, yep, this is a good location high up here. And yesterday I was talking to a fellow in Toronto from here with the handy walkie-talkie. Or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, a day before yesterday maybe. Back to you, Chuck. No more traffic.
Yeah, wow, what a difference there. Arpad, you went from S9 to full scale. And man, does that radio have loud audio. I think we mentioned that last time you were out there. You could probably crank that down a bit because I had to turn my radio down. Super, super loud audio. But yeah, good job from that look. Whereabouts is that again?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the name of the soccer fields. It's Highway 20. You know where the CHCH tower is? Just a little bit southwest of it. Southwest of the CHCH tower, right behind the where those townhouses are.
Ah, okay, very good. Yeah, that's a good location there. All right, we'll have to go and visit there. We don't get around the city too much uh, these days, but yeah, that's good to know. Okay, Arpad, like I said, you're full scale over here. So, wow, what a difference. So now I'm sure whoever couldn't hear you before on the low setting sure can hear you now. And of course, we can hear you on the YouTube stream very well. Okay, Arpad, thank you very much, sir. And let's go to the next person. And that would be Jason, VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Come on in.
Evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the net. Definitely an improvement when Arpad pumped up the power there on his little HT. I could definitely hear him the second time around. And I'm actually surprised at how far these handy talkies can get. I can hit ZOE from Oakville from my car coming home. And
Wow.
with the rubber ducky, I was able to hit the bark repeater for the 730 net tonight.
Yes, some days it seems to kind of putter and not give out good coverage. Like down where I live, I seem to be able to get in there a lot easier now. It depends where I stand with my handy talkie to get into the ZOE. But I hear other people having great success with long distance into the repeater. So very good, very good. And so, yeah, of course, you're coming in over here full strength, good audio, and full quieting. So, anything radio related there? Are you putting anything up or awaiting a purchase of some kind for your station?
So before I get to that, just let me say that your stream tonight does look and sound fantastic compared to last week when it was juddering. And also just happy anniversary to you and the missus. As for my station, Amazon Prime Day, as everybody knows, I got some bits and bobs delivered today for running the handy talkie in the car. And I've got a battery coming tomorrow from UPS for park operations. I got some testing to do with the new transformers that I built. Hopefully, I will get out to a park at some point this weekend, weather permitting, and do some real world testing and see if I can get it out on the air.
Yeah, good luck with that. Looking at the weather forecast at the end of the news hour there tonight, they were calling for like 4 out of the next 7 days supposed to get some rain, but it could be just spotty. You get a passing shower for a couple of minutes. But a couple of weeks ago there, we did have a 2-day event. I think it rained for, And the northeast of the U.S. right now is under a lot of flooding. I understand the state of Vermont, I think, is in an emergency, um, and all other Massachusetts, I think. A few areas have been going through some flooding in the northeastern United States there. So I feel we're pretty lucky here, especially being at the base of the escarpment. Those guys up top don't have much to worry about. Water goes downhill, right? And it would all come rushing through here. But yeah. All right, Jason. Well, yeah, good luck with your purchases there. I understand. Oh, yeah, the Life PoE batteries might be on sale on Amazon. So if you thought the price on the battery you were looking for was a little bit high, maybe go check it again this evening before midnight, and maybe your battery will be a little bit cheaper. So it is Amazon Prime Day. It's day 2. So after midnight tonight, those deals will be gone. But some sellers will continue, I'm sure, to push a little bit longer um, for their products. But just thought I'd let you know. Okay, Jason, thank you very much, sir. You going to stick around, or are you taking off?
Nope, I'll stick around. I'm going to flip to the portable, head downstairs. I'll listen along and spend some time with my missus before I end up in a doghouse. So this is VE3ZJC, back to net control 73, everybody.
Okay, very good, Jason. Thank you for checking in, sir, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. Okay, I think that's the bottom of our list. Let's see who else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is week 1556, consecutive weeks that AREG has been on the air. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I did speak to John, the founder of the AREG down in Dundas almost 30 years ago. He's now up in Manitouwadge, Ontario. And we had a nice chat on the phone there. And once he gets settled into a place that he likes, housing is rough, even in northern Ontario, northwestern Ontario. There, housing situation is tough everywhere, and so he's still trying to get in someplace. And so he was mentioning to me that he wouldn't mind taking over the second hour of the AREG net on 40 meters from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I thought I'd float that by you guys and see what y'all thought of that. But John's been saying that for a couple of years now, so we'll have to wait and see. And by the way, this week is right about now is the 5-year anniversary that I have been doing the AREG net in place of John, VE3JSU. If you want to look him up, John Sims, again, VE3 Juliet Sierra uniform. And 5 years ago, the middle of July, might even be next week, will be 5 years. I'll have to double check. But yeah, it was around the 17th or so. So close enough with the 12th. So 5 years. It's been a ton of fun, and we're going to keep on keeping on. So with that, anyone else out there wishing to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ. Please come now. And there's a hush on from the crowd. All right, we have Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt. Bill checking in on YouTube. Good evening, Bill and Wade. That was pretty funny. Memory is the second thing to go, but damned if I remember what the first was. Good one. Good one. All right. Good evening, Bill, and welcome. We will put you in the log right now. VE3IUK. There we go. Hope everything's going well with you there, Bill. And yeah, we'll chat with you probably on the ZOE, maybe after the net. Looks like people are already chatting on that repeater right now, as a matter of fact, but that's okay. We'll do one more call out. This is VA3CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. looking for check-ins. Please come now.
VA3XLJ, but I need a minute.
Copy that. VA3XLJ, needing a minute. XLJ. All right. Well, we've got you in the log there. Vanya, whenever you're ready, you can come back to us. Is there anyone else out there wishing to check in? Please come now. Okay, well, that was a nice signal. S8 over here by the center mall. No audio, so I'm not sure if you're having difficulties or you just don't have a license. But we can only respond to people with a valid call sign. And so we'll try again. That station there, would you like to check in? Please come now. Okay, very good then. Nothing heard. Well, let's see. It is currently 8:31 p.m. and I have 24.7 degrees outside the CJZ studio, and the Weather Network says it's 23, feeling like 27. So there you go. There's almost a 2 degree difference. 24.7, and they say 23. So quite the different temperature from the airport. So whenever you hear the news telling you their temperature, it's not downtown, it's at the airport. Just so you know. Okay.
Okay, I'm good now, Chuck. VA3XLJ.
All right, there we go. See, I have no problem filling in airtime there for you. Vanya, come on in.
Oh, thank you for doing that for me. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I was in a drive-through, so I was picking up my late coffee for tonight, and now I'm good now. So I'm gonna head down to the lake, park the car, and have 25-30 minutes for myself to wind down and the close the shop for a day. So I guess that's the plan. So on my end, there's not much happening, like other than a few odd stuff, but eventually we'll talk about it. But what I spent the last couple of days is pondering about is the HF antennas being loaded in the middle center and the top. So I did came across some of the information, but nothing is dumbed down to the level that I can easily understand without thinking. So I was kind of like I'm not gonna say put the research, put some time in to look for it. Like I did found some stuff. I went through some books, but I guess you have to work it out with the paper and pencil and calculator. I guess at the best. So to get an idea, like, but what I'm gonna do maybe later on, like, or in between now and whenever I get the time for it, try to sneak and I find the file or make a simulation of antenna with the same loading coil being placed at the base and the middle, and use dimension and layout what I have, just to see how much more efficient antenna would be with the coil being like whatever, like 5-6 feet up, using the same whip and the same setup. So I'm kind of like stuck thinking about it for the last couple of days, but I know on short antennas, if you move the coil and you put it in the center, you gain quite a bit, but I don't know how the thing extrapolates with when you move the coil, let's say 1/3 up and you know how it will respond to there. Like, I mean, it will be some improvement, but quality or how much of an improvement it would be. So basically, that pretty much summarized my last 3 days here.
Yeah, well, you know, it's all about trial and error. One person might set up and everything works perfect, right? Others got to make adjustments, and so I assume you're talking about the Pac-12 antenna, which I know nothing about. So you'll have to discuss that with all the other POTA guys there to get some tips and tricks there. Roger?
Yeah, I mean, actually seeing the mark and the he setup other day, like that kind of got me thinking. Like I wanted to make loaded center loaded or close to center loaded the replica like a little while back. I just never follow up because I realized that the aluminum rods what I was buying they are very soft and they'll eventually break. So especially the coil what I have is fairly chunky and heavy. So I kind of gave up on it, but. I did see the I can't say wonders of the Pax Fell, but that antenna is really small and it does performs very very well for the size of it. So that's yeah, I would like to compare to see what I have that clip and the loading coil to that other thing. So that's kind of like yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that might be something that Wade and Mac and everyone else could maybe have a Zoom meeting on, and you might be able to pick up some tips and tricks on that. But once again, you'll have to discuss that with them. But yeah, or have a Pac-12 party. Someone will set up their Pac-12 and demonstrate how they set it up, and for the different bands there. There you go. Yeah, you should record that and make a YouTube video with it there. So there you go. Well, I wish you luck there, Vanya, and you'll have to let me know what happens.
Oh yeah, certainly I will. Like it'll take a little while, like, but I'll get to it eventually. So yeah, I will. Thank you, Chuck.
All right, Vanya. VA3XLJ, VA3CJZ. Sounds like you're climbing. As far as your signal goes, it is climbing since it was floating around the S9. Now you're getting closer to 40 over, and so yeah, really good job there. I'm sure you're gaining some height. Okay, Vanya, we'll check back with you in a bit there. Hopefully you'll stick around with us for a little while, and we'll see who else is out there who'd like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm over here by the Center Mall looking for your check-in. Okay, very good then. It's only 8:37 there. We don't have very many contests to speak of, but let's go to the contestcalendar.com website and we'll give you the rundown here. We've got a couple of really short contests coming up on Saturday, July the 15th. And that first one would be the Russian Radio Team Championship for sideband and CW. And that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, and 40. And that's the only one of two contests on this weekend that support single sideband. And so the other one is the Trans-Tasman Low Bands Challenge. Now that's geographic focus is for Australia and New Zealand. And it says here participation Australia, New Zealand. But listen to them nonetheless on 40, 80, and 160 meters on CW, phone, and digital. And then we have the IARU Region 1 70 megahertz contest. So that's for sideband as well and CW, but that's only for 70 megahertz. So there you go. And then the next one would be the CQ Worldwide VHF contest for any mode for 2 meter and 6 meter. So those of you with 6 meter capabilities this weekend, there's a 2 meter and 6 meter for any mode called the CQ Worldwide VHF contest. Next, we have the North American QSO party for RTTY. Those of you who who use RTTY, this is for you. And then finally, the last one I have, oh, there is a Run for the Bacon, I do believe. But there's, Run for the Bacon QRP contest for CW. And that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And that's very short. That's for like 2 hours. And then let's see. That would be pretty much it. The RSGB International Low Power. That's the one. That's for CW. And that's for 20, 40, and 80. So for all the information that you would like for any of these contests and other upcoming contests, again, go to contestcalendar.com. All right, so let's run back up to the top of the list and say hello to Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Maybe Rick can repeat the good news about the NCF repeater there. Rick, you there?
Yeah, Roger. Geez, I just grabbed my contest calendar stuff, and the stuff that you announced here, that's the stuff I announced on Monday night. Yeah, okay, the V3 NCF repeater is down. We had to change locations, and it was down. The 440 is still down. The 2 meters turn around in a week, and it's back on the air. It hasn't got any frills, no IRLP or anything, but it's covering the city very well. Very well. So it got moved on Monday, and it was back in service by 4 o'clock on Monday. So Monday night we actually had net 2 meters. Usually we have it on both frequencies, but the 440 requires some parts and stuff, so it'll be a while before it comes live. And that's about it. Chuck, hello to everybody that's there. Quite a crew came in, and good. We're sitting back here listening there, Chuck, and waiting for that day in history. So anyway, back to you guys. So VA3CJZ, V3BK.
Okay, very good then, Rick. One last thing, if you don't mind. What is the physical location of the new location for the repeater?
Okay, it's at the Port Authority, and the building is at Burlington and James. Burlington and James. And it's up 6 stories, and of course the antenna's up higher than that. So
all right.
The actual radio room there, or the room where all the repeaters sit and stuff, is up 6 stories, and the antenna's on the roof. So it's not as high as it was before, because before it was mounted on the top of an apartment building on Fennel up on the mountain. So it'll be a little bit of loss in coverage, but it's still got great coverage. So anyway, that's where it is right now there, Chuck. Over.
Okay, very good, very good. Yeah, I was wondering where the location was there, and now I got a mental visual on that. So very good. Thanks for that, Rick. Much appreciated. Okay, moving along. We'll get to on this day very shortly here. Let's go back to Wade in Dundas, Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
Hi, Chuck. Still here and listening along. For that other station there that is coming up shortly, I can't remember who it was, but who's looking for lithium iron phosphate batteries potentially. Nice portable battery set that I have that I've had good experience with is on sale right now for Prime Day, as chance would have it. The Eco-Worthy, so Eco-Worthy battery. It's a blue one. It's a 12-volt battery, 8 amp hours, which is decent for portable. Maybe a little light if you were going to go 100 watt, but if you were going to back that off a little bit for portable, it works well for me. I have a pair of them that I put in parallel, so it gives me 16 amp hours. Anyways, the point is that they're on right now until midnight for $56 each. So it's a pretty good price for those. They're, I think, usually about $75. So that's a good discount on them. as I said, I've got a pair of them, and they work really well. I've had them for a couple of years now, and never had a problem with them. So if you're looking for a recommendation, EcoWorthy on Amazon Prime right now. Other than that, looking forward, as I've heard a few times from others, for In This Day. And so I'll send it back to you, Mac. I called you Mac. Send it back to you, Chuck. And thanks for doing it, VA3NTA.
All right, very good. So I hope, I think that was John, THX, that might have been looking for that battery. But there you go. Wade just gave you the info on that. Like I mentioned earlier, also, Prime Day on Amazon has got a lot of stuff, not just their own home brands, but other companies are putting their stuff on sale as well. So it would be wise to check it out before midnight. So you have plenty of time. Currently 8:45 p.m. here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Net. Okay, and the next person is Rick. Downtown Rick, VA3AXJ. That reminds me, we haven't heard North End Richard yet. But anyways, Rick, come on in.
Yeah, I'm still hanging in here, Chuck. Waiting for On This Day, as usual.
Everybody is.
That's an interesting part of the net, I believe. Everybody wants to hear that.
Yeah,
and I
good.
just got a phone call. So I'm going to be hanging in for a bit. I'll be back to you.
All right, very good, Rick. Say hello. Okay, we'll get to you a little bit later. And next we have Mac coming back from the fridge, doing his evening jog. Hope you're back there, Mac. VA3IMW, come on in.
Oh, roger that, Chuck. As usual, got to make sure you get in your steps. VA3IMW Friday. Yeah, so the tour around the Mississauga aluminum recycling plant gave me quite a few steps today. So just to have a few more here to finish off the day. But yeah, I think everybody's interested in doing POTA stuff around this region. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everybody that got out on the weekend this past Saturday and played with us for the N1CC event. I did some calculations, and my park-to-park contacts jumped from about 350 up to 948 just on that one event. So
Wow.
It's amazing what one little event like that will do. And I certainly appreciate the hunters that came along to play with us. So, yeah, we'll keep everybody posted on when we're going to do another N1CC event. N1CC is basically working multiple bands, obviously to get N1CC either as an activator or a hunter. You need to be able to work 10 bands for a single park. And there's an additional award that comes out of the POTA site. So that was fun, and it certainly gave everybody good practice on tuning their radios and their antenna equipment to work across bands stretching from 80 meters up all the way up to 70 centimeters. And obviously there's some difficulties that you encounter along the way to make sure your equipment's working for you, and obviously the ambient conditions in the park, including personal interactions. I'm sure there's a few people that can tell some stories. One of the groups that was out, they actually ran into a park employee that gave them a little bit of a hard time. Anyways, we'll let that settle, and maybe we can talk more about that during the Friday night ZOE Rag Jeep. Other than that, Chuck, usually share with my culinary adventures for Wednesday night, and safe to say, my wife has given us a great choice of pasta, and I'll be
There we
looking
go.
forward to a late night snack with.
Yay! Mac broke his radio timer.
He timed out his radio.
There you go. Yep. Not only a repeater, but my own radio. Anyways, I think you heard the part about the pasta, and that's enough for me. Pick it up, Chuck, and carry on.
Yeah, see, you said up Chuck again, but that's okay. Yeah, well, I can't say that you broke the repeater there, Mac, but you broke the radio timer, and we gave you a little applause there. Whoever's listening on YouTube, hopefully, let me know if you do hear the special sound effects that I occasionally put in there, like people clapping or laughing. And so we we like to make it a little bit interesting. I'd be curious to see if I've got it in line with everything else. I certainly can hear it in my ears when I use it, but nonetheless, very good, Mac. And yes, I think I got all my uh, Hunter log contacts in. I do want to thank everyone who submitted their logs. I think they're all in for me, and I got a bunch of awards out of it. So it was great. Looking forward to the next one. And so with that, we'll move along. And oh, nobody's mentioned if they could hear the sound effects on the YouTube stream, but maybe somebody will respond in a moment. With that, let's see if anybody else is out there wishing to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Please come now.
VE3 DJZ, Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
Okay, I heard two stations there, VE3 DJZ and VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Let's say hello to Huey, VE3 DJZ. Come on in.
Hello, Chuck. Good to hear you. Just check in. No traffic related report. It's always good to hear when you do the net. You know, it's one of the best nets around. And it's always fun to check in with you.
All right, Huey, thanks a bunch for that. And thank you for taking the time out of your busy sushi hunting schedule to check in with me there. Much appreciated. You sounded good tonight. I've got you at the Center Mall here at an S9, creeping up 9.5, 10 over S9 here. So good job, Huey. Thanks for checking in, buddy.
No problem. I'm on a Motorola portable in the backyard here. Like you said, it's always interesting when you do your net. I like even when you do that thing where on this day and this so and so. I like when you do that.
All right, I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with everyone coming up soon. So thanks again, Huey, and we'll get to that shortly. So let's go to VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Tomas, come on in.
VE3 DJZ, VE3 good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the back row. Can you hear me? I can't hear too many on there tonight. I'm on the handy talkie.
All right. Well, looks like you're also an S9 there, Thomas. So thanks for taking the time out and checking in with us. Was everybody outside enjoying the nice evening there? Temperatures are nice and well, 24.6. It's still nice, especially if there's no sun. You get a little breeze coming through. It's nice.
A.m. going in the car, going to work. It's nice to be able to go on the church because glasses and all that stuff. So, yeah, gotta enjoy it while we can. So, yeah, nothing else from this end there, Chuck, and I'll just be listening along.
Okay, there, Tomas. Thank you very much for checking in, sir. Much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and yeah, it's a work night, so early morning for you. So we understand if you can't stick around. And again, thank you for your check-in. It adds to the pot. Where are we now with our YouTube check-ins and RF check-ins? I think we're at number 12. I do believe I have everybody in. Oh, we've got Steel City Coach. Hello there, Coach. Uh, oh, you'll let me know about the sound effects? All right. Well, let's give myself a hand of applause and a cheer, and let's see if that went through. Nothing. Okay, we'll have to work on that for next week then. But it's funny when it goes through my ears regardless. All right, so the next person on my list will be VA3 Tango Hotel X-Ray. John, you still there? Oh, maybe it was Jason that was looking for a battery. So let's go to Jason, VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Oh, he must have took off. All right. So let's go ahead then and do one other call out, and then we'll start on this day. This is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group for Wednesday, July 12th, 2023. And we're looking for your check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. So looks like everybody is waiting for on this day. And so we'll go ahead and jump right in there. And by the way, this is week 124. So today is on this day, 124 on my list here. And we start with birthdays, going as far back in time as I find interesting enough to put in. We usually don't put names of popes and kings and all that stuff there back in the 1200s and whatnot. But regardless, we're going to start off with a gentleman named George Eastman celebrating a birthday today in 1854. And for those of you who don't know who George Eastman is, he's the American inventor for the Kodak camera and founder of the Eastman Kodak Company, born in Waterville, New York. He passed away in 1932. Okay, next we have on this day in 1880, a gentleman by the name of Todd Browning was born. He was the American film director for Dracula. And so the first Dracula movie was in 1931. I'm pretty sure that's the one they're talking about that he was a director of. Because, yeah. So he was born in 1880 on this day and passed away in 1962. All right. Does anyone know what MGM stands for? You know, there's the MGM Casino, there's the MGM Movies, Metro Goldwyn Mayer. So the next person is Mr. Louis B. Mayer, born on this day in 1884. Passed away in 1957. He's an American film producer and creator of the star system, MGM, born in Minsk, Russian Empire. Oh, there's my.
Tonight, you can look for thunderstorms with a low of 18
degrees. Thunderstorms tomorrow. There you go. So that means it's officially sunset, 8:59 p.m. My Amazon assistant tells me every evening. All right, so MGM, the founder of MGM, actually a Russian, born in Minsk. All right, next. All right, next we've got Prince John, born on this day, 1905. Prince John of the United Kingdom was the youngest son of English King George V, born in York Cottage, Sandringham. He died in 1919. Looks here like he was 14 years old. And King George V if I'm not mistaken, was Queen Elizabeth's father. So she had a young brother that didn't make it, looks like. Not too sure about that. We'll have to check. Next, we've got Milton Berle. Milton Berle goes way back to the vaudeville television day and television days. He's an American comedian, born in 1908, passed away in 2002. He was a TV host for, they called him Uncle Milty or Mr. Television. Of course, he was born in New York City, New York. Another famous comedian, born on this day in 1909, Curly Joe DeRita. Curly is one of the Three Stooges, born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He died in 1993. So happy birthday, Curly, on this day in 1909. Next, we have 1916 on this day. A lady born in 1916 by the name of Lyudmila Pavlichenko. She was born in 1916, passed away in 1974. Now, Lyudmila is a Soviet sniper during the World War II, known as Lady Death, the most successful female sniper in history, with 309 confirmed kills, and born in Ukraine, which at the time was under the Russian Empire. Born in 1916. Wow, did not know that. Who remembers growing up listening to Pierre Berton on television? Well, he was born on this day in 1920, passed away in 2004. He's known as a Canadian author for a book called War of 1812. Born in Whitehorse, Yukon. Pierre Berton had his own TV show. Next, we have 1930 on this day. Gordon Pinsent is a Canadian actor, director, writer, and he was the voice of Babar the elephant. I remember Babar the elephant. Do you? Born in Grand Falls, Newfoundland. He died just recently. It says here 2023. Now, this next person I'm not going to dwell on. I'm just going to say it's Bill Cosby's 86th birthday. The only reason I mention his name is because he had such a worldwide impact on many young children. But that's all I'm going to say about Bill Cosby. Next, we have Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac. She was born on this day in 1943. Sadly, passed away last year. She's a British rock keyboardist, vocalist, and songwriter for Fleetwood Mac from 1970 to 1998, and then from 2014 to 2022. Born in Lancashire, England. All right, who remembers that annoying exercise guru Richard Simmons? Born on this day in 1948, Richard Simmons is an American exercise guru, and he was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. He is 75 years old. All right, you NASCAR fans, today is Rick Hendrick's birthday, born in 1949 on this day. He's an American NASCAR team owner, Hendrick Motorsports, 7-time NASCAR Cup Series titles, born in Palmer Springs, Virginia. Next, we've got Cheryl Ladd celebrating a birthday today. She's 9 years older than me. She'd be 72 now. Born in 1951, Cheryl Ladd, most famously known for Charlie's Angels, born in South Dakota. Brock Lesnar celebrates his 46th birthday today. Born in 1977, he is known as an American mixed martial artist and professional wrestler with the WWE. Born in Webster, South Dakota, also. Same as Cheryl Ladd. Only he's nowhere near as pretty as Cheryl is. All right. Next, we got a really weird name, and it's Trofer Grace. Now, that name might sound familiar. They've got it listed here as Christopher in parenthesis, and then Topher, Topher Grace. He's Eric on That 70s Show, celebrating a birthday today. He was born in New York in 1978, today. Okay, we've got Michelle Rodriguez from the Fast and Furious movies. She was known as Letty, or Vin Diesel's love interest. She's born today in 1978. Happy birthday, Michelle Rodriguez. And that wraps up our birthdays, famous birthdays in history. Do we have any questions or comments on this? Or anyone who would like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ.
Victor Alpha 3, November, Foxtrot, Golf Portable.
All right, I hear Victor Alpha 3, November, Foxtrot, Golf Portable. Steve on the edge of the world, or top of the world, whichever way. Both. He's on the edge and the top. Good evening, Steve. Come on in there. Your portable is sounding good.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody listening tonight. No traffic here, Chuck. I'm just sitting out in the back here. I did feel a couple drops starting to come down. I was just doing the weed trimming there, with the weed eater there, and just as I finished the last stretch, some rain started to come down.
Ooh, it's getting dark now.
Supposed to rain all night, I believe. Supposed to get a bit of a break at sunrise, and then back to rain 6 a.m. Right there, so I think 9 or 10. But anyway, yep, just chilling out here in the shade, relaxing, watching to see if there's any sunset. Back to you there, Chuck. VA3 Energy, portable.
Yeah, very good then, Steve. I just looked out my basement window here, and I just mentioned like 8 minutes ago the sun went down, and it's already dark. So it must have been cloudy. We are supposed to get some rain overnight. They're calling for thunderstorms tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see. But I'm sure it'd be nice if you were sitting outside on a nice covered porch or back deck, and it can rain all day, all night, as long as you got a covered porch. All right, Steve. Well, thanks for checking in there. Your signal was a little bit up and down, but thanks for joining us. And any radio related news or any contacts you've been making lately?
No, not a lot. I haven't been doing a lot of it. I've been doing some here and there, some yeah. Today I got home from work and on the 195 I got sweet. And it's pretty good at 5 days. So I didn't have that country, and now I do. So we're at the big count of 58 countries, and still counting.
Yeah. Looks like you moved again there. Signal dropped right down, but I didn't catch that country, but I did catch the number 58. So congratulations. Hopefully the count goes up for you there. It's always nice in the springtime when they have all those world contests there on sideband, the World DX contests and so on. Attracts a lot of people from countries you don't normally hear. So I'm always looking at my cluster map, and it tells me if I don't have that person in my, or that country in my log, it shows up red. And so I always try and get those whenever I can. Lately, I've been picking up Southeast Asia, the Near East, Middle East, but I can't get to them. I can hear them, but the conditions are just outstanding sun-wise. My goodness, let me go to the QRZ.com webpage right now. we're looking at 219 sunspots and a solar flux of 193. So lots of sun activity for sure. Anyways, Steve, do you have anything else for us there? Nope, guess not. Okay, well, let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us before we continue on with the on this day. Anyone else wishing to check in to the this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG? This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here by the Center Mall in Hamilton. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India.
Okay, that was a perfect double, but Larry just killed whoever else was with him there. Hopefully, your back isn't too crushed. Who's the other party?
OYL.
Oh my goodness, OYL. Well, just for that, Larry, you're going to have to wait your turn, and we're going to take Deb, VA3OYL. Ladies first.
Oh, good. The birthday girl gets to go first. It's my birthday today, so I went out for lunch and didn't do much else today. Spent some time outside in the backyard. It was a nice day, and yeah, that's about it.
Oh, well, congratulations and happy birthday. You know, in Holland, they don't say happy birthday, they say congratulations or felicitations. Um, but yeah, right on. I went around the sun once. This past Sunday was my turn, and today is my wife's and I's wedding anniversary. So everybody's partying today. Right on.
Oh, very good, very good. Yep, it's. I'm glad it didn't rain or anything today. We'll get the rain tomorrow, but oh well, we can use it, I guess. Um, for sometime in August when we go for a long spell without any rain.
Happy 39th birthday, Deb.
Thank you.
Oh, what a sly devil, eh? Slides one right in there.
39 and holding, as my dad used to say.
Yeah, right on, right on. Well, yeah, it was a nice day. Kind of sucks when it's thunderstorming all day on your birthday, but what can you do? But yeah, nice day today it was. The wife went out and bought a bird bath and plant holder and bird feeder all in one. And she was busy putting that together. Of course, it wasn't one of those stone ones. It's just a plastic thing there. But nonetheless, we're making the backyard as comfortable as possible and trying to attract some of the birds. There's plenty of wildlife, lots of squirrels here because we have trees, and the birds too. So right on. And so you had a good lunch. Very good. We had steak dinner tonight for our anniversary dinner. Had barbecued. We would have liked to cook it on an open fire, but I told my wife that because it's net night, it would take a couple of hours just to get enough embers to cook on the cook a steak on there, and so we'll have to do that another night. She really likes meat cooked on the fire. So yeah, I married a good woman.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I usually go out to the keg for my birthday, but with my back the way it is, I decided to put that off for a while.
Oh yeah, I used to go to Mother Tucker's. You had a free meal with Mother Tucker's on your birthday. So yeah, I was sad to see them not be around anymore. But yeah, we went to Papa John's and got a pizza. I'd never been to Papa John's, so The store itself is nothing great to look at aesthetically, but their pizza was delicious. So I'm happy we went there.
Yeah, I enjoy Papa John's pizza as well, and their gluten-free pizza crusts are pretty good too.
No, yeah. And get this, their oven at the Barton and Ottawa Street location is uh, is a automated racking system, so that you put your pizza in and it's done when it comes out the other end. It's on rollers or whatever, and so it's not like you have to check it, or 5, 6. You just wait for it to come out the other end, and it's done. Put it in a box, away you go. I like that.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the same principle as what I used to see at ED Smith. The product goes in on these tables, and they'll go into a cooling bath or shower, or what have you. But nonetheless, it's a moving system, and whatever's on that belt comes out at the other end, however long they set the timer for. So uh, as long as nobody messes with that timer, every pizza comes out perfect. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, if it breaks down, I hate to see the chaos, though.
Yeah, get out the stopwatch and start looking at the clock. That's the old-fashioned way. All right, Deb. Well, thank you very much for checking in, and glad you're not feeling under the weather today on your birthday. So again, happy birthday, Deb. Happy 39th. And we'll talk to you in a little bit. And we're going to go to Larry, and then back to the on this day. So thanks again, Deb. Let's go to VE3 Lima Bravo India. Oh, maybe Larry's upset. I made him go second. All right. Well, let's see who else is out there. Would like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. All right. Nothing heard. So we finished up with the birthdays, and the last entry was Fast and Furious Michelle Rodriguez, born in San Antonio, Texas, on this day in 1978. So now let's see who died today in history. Today we're going to go all the way back to 1712, and a gentleman by the name of Richard Cromwell. Now the only reason I put him in there is because in school we studied history, and Richard Cromwell was part of that. Richard Cromwell is Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland, and Ireland from the years 1658 to 59. He dies at the age of 85. So, Richard Cromwell in history. Next, we've got Alexander Cartwright. And no, I don't mean on Bonanza. Uh, Alexander Cartwright died on this day in 1892. And he is an American Baseball Hall of Fame pioneer, recognized as the inventor of modern baseball, or father of baseball, and he dies at the age of 72. So he's born in 1820, passed away in 1892 on this day. All right, another famous gentleman, Charles Rolls, passed away on this day in 1910. He was born in 1877, so he wasn't very old. Charles Rolls was a British aviator and auto manufacturer who co-founded Rolls-Royce. Dies in a plane crash at the age of 32. The first British person to do so. Another famous person, Lon Chaney Jr., passed away on this day. Died of heart failure at the age of 67. on this day in 1973. Lon Chaney Jr., for those who don't know, is an American actor and played the werewolf in many black and white movies. He was also known as the Wolfman. He was in Lenny. He was in Of Mice and Men. Again, died of a heart failure. Okay, this is funny. Edward Lee Howard passed away on this day in 2002. He was born in 1951, but he was an American CIA case officer and alleged Soviet spy who defected to the Soviet Union in 1985. And he dies at the age of 50 after breaking his neck during a fall. See? Well, there you go. I like to end on a funny note, and that is the last person we have in history that died on this day. Any questions or comments? Okay, so let's go to the today's historical events, and this time I did go far back, all the way to the year 1191. English King Richard I the Lionheart and the Crusaders defeat Saracens in Palestine. That's on this day in 1191 in the Crusades. Richard the Lionheart. Okay, let's jump all the way to the year 1630 on this day. New Amsterdam's governor, hold on here. First of all, New Amsterdam is also New York. Okay, New York was known in the New World as New Amsterdam. So in 1630 on this day, New Amsterdam's governor buys Gull Island from the Indians for cargo and renames it Oyster Island. And later it became known as Ellis Island. Ellis Island is the place where all immigration, all the boats, everybody going into the United States would go through Ellis Island. Al Capone went through Ellis Island. A lot of them, or not Al Capone, the mafia guy there, Corleone, that was in the movie. Okay, next we have A Voyage of Discovery. In 1771 on this day, HMS Endeavour, captained by James Cook, with Joseph Banks aboard, returns from its first voyage to the Pacific after 2 years. So this is from England, and they sailed to the Pacific for 2 years before returning. And that's in 1771 on this day they returned home. And then again in 1776, Captain James Cook departs Plymouth, England, helming the HMS Resolution, beginning his third and final trip to the Pacific. Okay, on this day in 1804, former United States Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, dies after being shot in a pistol duel the previous day by Vice President Aaron Burr. So things weren't going well in the White House, I'm guessing. The Vice President and President of the United States both shoot each other on this day in 1804. Oh, God, that's funny. All right. The city of Hull. Well, this involves the city of Hull. In 1812, during the War of 1812, United States forces led by General Hull invade Canada during the War of 1812. So there you go. That's how Hull got its name, I guess. I'm guessing, because there aren't too many places with the name Hull. Okay, in 1843 on this day, Mormon leader Joseph Smith says God allows polygamy. The guy wanted many wives, and so he said God said so. So he he got a lot of wives, I'm guessing. Okay, the paper bag. Okay, the 1859 on this day, the paper bag manufacturing machine is patented by William Goodale in Massachusetts. So that's how far back the paper bag comes from when it was first uh, made by a machine. Hey, do you remember the first day of school getting your books? The teacher told you had to have the covers on them the next day, and you and your mom took brown paper bags and wrapped your books with it. I remember. All right, so let's jump 2 years ahead to 1861. On this day, Wild Bill Hickok, reputed to have shot and killed David McCandless, possibly his first kill. Hickok later acquitted after it is found that he acted in self-defense. Okay, we have sports history. In 1901, on this day, Cy Young wins his 300th game. Wow. Here's one you'll all like. In 1901, on this day, the United States 16th Amendment was passed by Congress. And you know what the 16th Amendment is? The power to tax incomes. So there you go. Income tax started in 1909. Okay, 1916. On this day in 1916, the third and fourth of 4 fatal Jersey Shore shark attacks. 4 people are attacked by sharks at Matawan Creek when an epileptic person by the name of Lester Stillwell, aged 11, is dragged into a creek, and Watson Fisher, who is 24, believing Stillwell had a seizure, is bitten while retrieving the body and subsequently bleeds to death. (1928) today was the first televised tennis match. And sticking with tennis, the Wimbledon Championship, by the way, goes all the way back to 1877. It was a men's tennis tournament held at the All England Croquet and Lawn Tennis Club in Wimbledon, London. Just so you know. All right, who remembers their first job and what they got paid? Well, I bet you it's not what this is. In 1933, U.S. Congress passes the first minimum wage law. Guess what that is? Drum roll. 33 cents an hour. So there's your mandatory minimum wage. All right, here's one about Alcatraz. In 1934, on this day, United States disciplinary barracks on Alcatraz Island is abandoned. The island was developed in the mid-19th century. That's the 1800s. With facilities for a lighthouse, a military fortification, and a military prison. So the Alcatraz prison was originally a military prison. And so in 1934, when crime was so bad with the mob and bootlegging and all that, the island was converted into a federal prison named Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. Okay, next we have World War II. On this day, 1943, is the Battle of Prokhorovka. Russia defeats German forces in one of the largest ever tank battles. So it must have been pretty big. It's in the history books here. Okay, next we've got 1948 on this day. The first jets to fly across the Atlantic were 6 RAF de Havilland Vampires, is what the airplanes were called. Major League Baseball Association is founded on this day in 1954. So before that, I don't know what they called it, but the Major League Baseball Players Association was founded in 1954. Sticking with 1954, President Eisenhower, Dwight D. Eisenhower, put forward a plan for an interstate highway system. So you can all thank Dwight Eisenhower, President of the United States, for the superhighways, partially in the U.S. Okay, jumping to 1957 now, 3 years later. The first president to fly in helicopter is President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Would you look at that? 1958, today, the U.S. performs atmospheric nuclear test at Bikini Island, also known as Bikini Atoll. Now, they had to evacuate the island of the inhabitants that were never able to go back, and the bomb they set off was bigger than they thought. So there you go. 1962, on this day, the Rolling Stones' first performance at a place called the Marquee Club in London. 1962, how old were you then, eh? Okay, 1976, on this day, the first Family Feud game show debuts on ABC, hosted by none other than Richard Dawson. You know, Richard Dawson was also on Hogan's Heroes. He was one of the prisoners there. Yeah. Okay. So now we are we are jumping to 1979 on this day, and it's called Disco Demolition Night at Comiskey Park. Fans go wild, destroying disco records, and cause the White Sox to forfeit their second game of a doubleheader to the Detroit Tigers. That's what people thought of disco on this day in 1979. All right, we're getting near the end here. So let's jump to 1990. Boris Yeltsin quits the Soviet Communist Party. And of course, the Soviet Union also quits not too long after that. All right, in 1992, on this day, my favorite rock performer, Axl Rose, is arrested on riot charges in St. Louis stemming from a concert on July the 2nd. And by the way, I can't stand Axl Rose as a person. Never met him, but I do not like his attitude. My personal opinion. Okay, so let's jump to 1996. Who remembers Kirby Puckett? He was a Major League Baseball center fielder and retires after 12 seasons from the Minnesota Twins due to loss of vision in one eye. I do believe I have Kirby Puckett's baseball card somewhere. Speaking of baseball cards, next we have Michael Jordan. I've got his baseball card. I forget what team it was for, but nonetheless, Michael Jordan suited up in baseball for a time and tried it out. But on this day in 1996, Michael Jordan signs an NBA contract with the Chicago Bulls for 1 year for $30.1 million. Now that doesn't even mention the endorsements from all the companies that he makes money off of. Okay, next we've got 1998 on this day. South African President Nelson Mandela accompanies Queen Elizabeth II on a coach drive through the streets of London. I can just imagine the coach. All right, Nelson Mandela and the Queen cruising down the streets of London in a coach. All right, finally, we're going to end with this one here. This person who's not very bright. In 2018, the world's longest fingernails are cut off. Someone named Sridhar Shilal. Our nails are measured at 909.6 centimeters. after growing them for 66 years. So I imagine for about 60 years, he hasn't been able to use his hands properly. Because I would imagine, it says here after growing them for 66 years. But only after a couple of years, you wouldn't be able. Just ask a woman who grows her fingernails and has trouble hitting the keys on the typewriter. So, yeah. Oh, well, dumbass. Well, that concludes on this day, July the 12th, on this day in history. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did researching it and explaining it back to you. Do we have any questions or comments or anyone who'd like to check in to the AREG net? This is VA3 CJZ. All right, nothing heard. Let's go and go to the top of the list, or pick up where we left off here earlier. VA3 XLJ Vanya, we didn't get back to you, so let's go to you. Sorry, I think I said, yeah, VA3 XLJ. Vanya, you there?
You didn't hear Greg from Simcoe?
No, the repeater is not picking him up.
Oh, well, just call me the repeater. Good evening, Greg. How you doing tonight?
Is he picking me up?
Roger that. Thanks for spreading it around. You're S7 to me here on 2 meters, and I don't think Chuck's hearing you, but nonetheless, all the best to you and yours. How's the grandbaby doing?
No, sorry.
Oh, yeah, babies and ice cream cones. So good, so good. All right, well, give your wife a squeeze for us as well, and yeah, Chuck's got you in the log, and thanks for the count. All right, there you go, Chuck. VA3 FGT from Simcoe. Another one for the log. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for the relay, Mac. And thank you, Greg, for checking in. Much appreciated, sir. Hope you're enjoying the show, as they say, on this day. Thanks, Greg. Hope everything's going good with you. And we'll talk to you more than likely on the repeater whenever we hear you again. Okay, so Greg is check-in number 16. Is there anyone else waiting to check in? This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now. All right, well, let's try again and see if Jason is still with us. VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie, you there? Okay, how about Huey? VE3 Delta Juliet Zulu. I know Tom is gone. Let's go see if Steve is still listening. VA3 NFG. VE3 LBI. Larry, you there?
Yeah, I guess I got back, Chuck. Sorry. I got tied up for a minute there, well, longer than a minute. Anyways, yes, go ahead. VE3 LBI.
Yeah. Just we didn't get a chance to speak earlier there. You had to step away, I guess. And so just wanted to mention got a bunch of awards there from that last outing you guys made. And so I think all the logs are in, and the numbers have sure climbed up there, my friend.
Oh, I'm waiting for the repeater to drop. It's not a repeater. Sorry. Yes, we saw a couple of snakes. One was driving a truck. The other one was in the rocks. So, yeah, it wasn't a pleasant afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Right on. Yeah, well, it was a nice day. It wasn't excessively warm, although they are calling for some humidity for the next week. And so make sure the filter in your air conditioners are clean. And yeah, well, and they're calling for more rain. This time of year, normally we're not getting regular rain like we have been. So this year is unusual for that. And uh, I don't mind it one bit.
Well, I guess maybe you didn't hear what happened to Dave and myself in the afternoon over at the park about the conservation custodian police officer come in and told us he didn't like what we had set up.
Yeah, so yeah, I did hear about that, and I was wondering, was that just a park employee, or was that one of the rangers, or do they all have the same authority as long as they're wearing a uniform? Like, what's up with that?
We didn't push it. I don't think the guy had any authority at all. Just a young fellow trying to, push some buttons and make himself a name. And, I know what you're doing, and I just don't like the looks of it. Somebody could get hurt, type of attitude. Well, that's what he said, actually. But I think he was just a young fellow. And, well, he's the same one at, we know it's the same one because he said, I ran across a guy over at Devil's Punch Bowl with an antenna set up with these wires running out, and somebody could trip and fall over those. So, anyways, the man with the crescent wrench in his hand trying to fix the bathroom door. But as we talked about it after, Dave and myself, we didn't push any buttons because we don't want them to come back and say, okay, conservation areas are off limits to any ham operators or amateur operators. So we just left it alone, spent our hour and left. Unfortunately, didn't make the what I wanted to make on it, but I'll get back there and get it done. So it's, yeah, he's like I say, he's just a young fellow trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah. Next time, so he's proud of himself now that he got two of yous. So that means he's going to do it to anyone he sees setting up an antenna. So you guys are going to have to pack your ammunition and challenge this person.
That's the issue, Chuck. If you challenge him, he takes it back to the office. Then they can make a policy. So you know what? Sometimes bump the word and leave it alone, and just go with the flow.
Zip ties and duct tape.
Oh, I would definitely send off emails. But I think it would be the other way around. Now that he got two of yous and no one said anything, they may make it a policy because no one challenged him. So, anyways, that's just my opinion. But yeah, I wouldn't take this line down. I'll tell you that.
I don't think he probably told anybody. Like I say. Anyways, it's done and over with. And by the time we were done talking to him, he suggested where we could put the antenna up without causing any problem with anybody. We wouldn't have anyways. And as Dave said, we did our due diligence. We had cones out and all the rest of it. I mean, let's put it this way: if a bird had flown into the actual antenna itself, which was an inverted V, it would have broke the wire. I mean, that's how thin the wire was. So, anyways, like I said, just making a name for himself. He never did. By the way, he never did get the bathroom door fixed properly. The closure still slammed.
Yeah. Did he have a name tag?
No. Like I said, we didn't push it. So he wanted us out of there immediately. He gave us an hour to finish up. We did, and we left at 3:00. And fortunately, we did because it was going to rain. So he drove away. I do have I know what day it was. I have the truck number, but we're not going to push any buttons, like I say, because they could turn around and make a policy saying there's no amateur radios allowed in any of the any of the conservation areas, and that puts a bad thing out for everybody. And as the POTA says, okay, do what the park rangers tell you. So we did. Whether he's a park ranger or not, no, that's one of the things, the rules right in the park to park, or POTA, park or POTA. One of the rules is do what the park rangers tell you. So we did.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, that's unfortunate, Larry, being pressed for time to complete your task. But all right. Well, we'll see what happens next time. Uh, but now that the word is out, be prepared. But he did suggest a different location for you, though, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Absolutely. So, I mean, neither one of us were belligerent. I'm trying to get a hold of Wade through Mac and everybody, let them know what was going on, because they're calling us, and we're kind of like stuck here talking to this guy, and so I ended up using my phone, but I had to walk away and tell him, don't broadcast it on the radio because he's standing right there beside it. And anyways, it's over and done with. The next time we go, like Dave says, we'll just run ham sticks, or we'll put it in the location he suggested, which is closer to the road. The area we had it in, there's no walkway, tall grass. But anyways, like I say, it's done and over with. So yeah, it's just another day, another water under the bridge. That's all.
Yeah. Well, it'd be funny if in a week or a couple of weeks' time, somebody goes there and at the location he suggested, and he tells you it's unsafe there. That'll be a dead giveaway there. But we'll see what happens. Very good then, Larry. Yeah, sorry you had to experience that, but it's bound to happen. Bound to happen.
Anyway, it's not a big deal. So other task today was take my vehicle downtown and have my front windshield replaced as it cracked.
Uh-oh.
So, and of course, it had to crack across my vision. So that was one of my treats this morning, going downtown and getting that fixed up. And of course, that's out of pocket because the insurance won't cover it. Well, they do, but the deductible is more than the actual windshield ever replaced. Anyways, the company was very good. It's all sealed up and good to go for tomorrow.
Yes. I remember on my birthday, we were camping in Algonquin Park, and we got a flat in the forest. And so it was tricky changing the tire and putting the donut on there. And then, of course, we had to watch our speed as we drove to the closest town to the campsite we were at, and paid a fortune for 2 tires. You can't just buy one. And yeah, happy birthday. That was an unexpected burp of the wallet, you might call it. So anyways, okay, Larry, very good then. Like I said, they're calling for rain, so off and on. But we'll see. I know the northeast of the United States is in big trouble. I mentioned this earlier. Lots of flooding in Vermont. I think they've declared a state of emergency. And a lot of northeastern states are under flooding. So we're so thankful we don't get that here. Okay, Larry, thank you so much for checking in, sir. Much appreciated. And do you have anything else for us?
Nope, that's it, Chuck. Thanks for picking me up. Carry on down the list there. Thanks.
All right. Any word on another POTA event you guys are organizing or talking about?
This weekend is Support Your Parks weekend. Other than that, that's it. Then all you have to do is make one contact, and you can get yourself an award. And I would think it starts at 8 o'clock on Friday night. So it'll run, I believe, all weekend until
right on.
Whatever it is, 7:59. That's not UTC. That's our time. So that would be 13:59 Sunday, I believe. So, anyways, yeah, Support Your Park weekend. One contact, one of the parks, and away you go. You got an award.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Good to know. I'd kind of forgotten when that was, and so thank you for that reminder. Okay, Larry, thank you very much. So we'll clear with Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India, and see if there's anybody else out there that would like to check in here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
Recheck, VE3ZJC.
Ah, there he is. I called for you not too long ago, but come on back in, VE3ZJC.
You did, sir, and I did hear you on the handy-talkie, but apparently there's just so much brick and plaster between me and the outside world, the HT just can't get out. So I paused what I was watching with the wife, ran upstairs, waited for the break, and just here's your recheck for you. And before you do the 73 round, I will say my 73 now to everybody and yourself. I hope everybody has a great rest of the night and tomorrow. And I will see you all on tomorrow night's net. Victor Echo 3, Zulu Juliet Charlie, back to net control.
Lithium battery information.
Here we go. That was the gentleman. Yep, go ahead, Mac.
Well, I don't have it, but Wade does. But JCZ,
Oh, that's right.
whatever, CJZ, JCZ. I think I got it right. Yeah, he's the guy that was looking for the lithium battery information. So if VA3 NCA is still on frequency, maybe he can chime in.
Comment.
Go ahead, sir. Floor is yours.
QSL, VA3CJZ, VA3NCA, and VE3 ZJC. I got it right that time. Okay. Yeah, Jason, if you're looking for a battery, you would do fairly well, in my experience anyways, with an eco-worthy 8 amp hour lithium iron phosphate on sale right now for a decent price on Amazon Prime Day, as long as you get them in the next, looks like a few hours before midnight. Yeah, it's an eco-worthy 8 amp hour. It's for $56. I put a link to it in our Discord under, I think I put under gear for anybody interested. I have 2 of these batteries and they've worked well for me. A little bit small if you were going to run 100 watts, but for most portable operations where you're not running 100 watts, they're pretty good size. So use case of 1, but I've had pretty good experience with the 2 that I've owned for about a year. So you might want to take a look. Anyways, back to you, Chuck. Thanks for the break-in, and VA3NCA back to net control.
Okay, very good, Wade. Thank you very much for that information regarding the battery. VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Did you copy that?
QSL, VA3NCA, VE3ZJC. Thanks for the info. I did actually buy one of that brand, but there was a good coupon for the 30 amp hour. So that is what is being delivered to me tomorrow, according to the fine folks over at the UPS. So hopefully I'll get that. I'll get that charged up on my charger downstairs, and I've got that solar panel from Steve and FG that keep that sucker topped up while I'm out in the fields. VE3ZJC.
Oh, a 30 amp, eh? Oh, very nice. All right. Well, as long as you were aware of the ongoing deals, you have successfully taken advantage of that. So very good then, Jason. So congratulations, and hopefully it works out for you. It should be no issues with that, big boy. Anyways, anything else, sir?
Nope, that's it for me. Back to net control. Thanks, Chuck, for doing it.
All right, not a problem. Okay, so before we run down the list for the 7-3 round, we'll see if there's any last-minute check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3 CJZ. Looking for anyone, anywhere. Please come now. Okay, just wanted to mention if you're up in the mornings on Wednesdays, there is a Trans Canada IRLP net, which starts out in British Columbia and works its way through the provinces all the way to the East Coast. And it's on at 11 a.m., and you can find that on the VE3UHM repeater every Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. So I thought I'd throw that out there. And also, if you're not a member of our AREG Facebook page, just go to Facebook and in the top left search bar, put in A-REG, and then a page will come up with our Facebook page with a green screen like you see right now on Facebook or on the YouTube stream. You'll see a radio with a green face on it, and it'll say 146.430, an amateur radio group. And it's very easy to join, and just fill out the information that's required, and we'll accept you. And so, what else? Am I missing anything? Okay. So let's go to the top of the list then. VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Rick.
Yeah, is this 73 round, Chuck?
Yes, sir. It's 4 minutes to 10.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I was just playing around with YouTube. They have a thing on there, Scott Kintosh is talking all about Cycle 25, and I went between that and listening to you, and I thought I heard you say you were going to the 73 round. So we'll say 73 to everybody on there, and interesting again, Chuck, listening to this day in history. So keep up the good work, and yeah, the YouTube, I was just on it. I just turned the volume down so it wouldn't interfere with me on the radio here. So this is VE3 Bravo Kilowatt, $73.
Okay, Rick, thanks again for checking in and sticking around, sir. Much appreciated. And as mentioned previously, speaking of YouTube, if you want to listen to our net after, if you're just showing up late, just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search bar, and you can find our net and play it back anytime you wish. Tonight, the title is AREG Week 1556. And so you can move the slider back and forth to wherever you like on the video, and you can listen and watch there. All right, so let's go to Wade next in Dundas, VA3 NCA 7-3 round. Wade.
Oh, VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Thanks again, Chuck, for another successful AREG Wednesday night. Great way to spend it. Jason, really quickly, you'll have a good time with that 30 amp hour, even 100 watt portable. That's plenty. When I want to do 100 watt portable, I bring a pair of 12 amp hours, so 24 amp hours, and it's just fine. So 30 will do ya. So, and Equal Worthy is one of the inexpensive brands that has a decent name, and I've certainly had a good experience with them. So, good. You'll probably like it. As Larry said, support your parks weekend. Maybe put some contacts towards my Kilo activator, 1,000 kisos as an activator on the Great Trail. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to try working towards that. I'm at 612 right now, so better than halfway there. So that's my plan for support your parks. As Larry says, one contact on the weekend as a hunter, and you get the hunter award, and one activation, which is 10 contacts from a park, is an award as an activator. So support your parks this weekend coming up. And with that, 73 to all, and thanks again, Chuck, for doing it. VA3NCA, back to you.
Okay, Wade. Well, congratulations on setting that goal. You're well on your way, and good luck this weekend. Thanks for checking in, Wade, and sticking around. Much appreciated. Next, we've got Wayne. Wayne B. in Mississauga, VA3 FMB. Thank you so much for joining us on the YouTube stream tonight. Once you get a radio that can reach us there, we look forward to communicating via radio. But for now, we use the YouTube stream, and that's why one of the reasons why I do the stream is to help people out who cannot reach us. All right, so next we've got VA3 AXJ, Rick, downtown Rick.
Yeah, still here, Chuck. 7-3 to everybody on the frequency. Thanks for doing the net. And I'm going to pack it in. Yeah, pretty good net tonight. Enjoyed it. Yeah, so anyhow, I'm going to, just took some painkillers, and I'm just going to turn off the radio now and go Benny buys. So VA3, AXJ, we're going to be QRT, and 7-3 is everybody on the frequency. Bye for now.
Okay, Rick, thanks a bunch for sticking around. I can't wait to hear how that pain med works out for you. Hopefully it agrees with you. So good luck with that. All right, so next we've got Victor Alpha 3, Indy Mike Whiskey, Mac.
Hey, Chuck, as usual, Wednesday evening is a success because you're just yourself. Great job, as usual. Once again, happy birthday to Deb. Happy 25th birthday. And keep up the good work. Other than that, we'll look forward to chatting with you guys down the log. 7-3s.
All right, Debbie's getting younger by the day. Okay, thanks, Mac, and for all your help and for being part of the net, as always. All right, let's see if Empire Corners John is with us. VA3 Tango Hotel X-Ray. Last call. All right. Well, as I'm going down the list here, the next person is Jason. I do believe he did say his 7-3, but let's check in anyways. VE3 ZJC.
Still here, Chuck. Nothing else. 7-3 to everybody on the net, and catch you all tomorrow.
Okay, very good, Jason. Thanks a bunch again, and for being part of this net as well. You're welcome anytime. Next, we've got Arpad, VE3 November Whiskey. Are you still around, Arpad? Next is Bill, VE3 IUK. Thank you so much, Bill, for joining us. Always a pleasure, and we'll talk to you again soon. Next is Vanya, Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet. VE3 DJZ. You there, Huey? VA3 NFG. Steve. There he is.
Good net there, Chuck. I tried coming back to you the last time there. The portable just didn't have any amperage left to transmit. It let me listen for about another 10 minutes, and then it died out. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, everybody have a good evening, and take an umbrella with you tomorrow. That's all. VA3 NFG.
Yeah. I carry one in my backpack now whenever I go out for a walk, just in case. Okay, thanks, Steve. You have a great rest of the evening, and good weekend when you get to it. Not sure of your days off, but regardless, we'll talk to you again soon, my friend. Okay, next is Larry, VE3LBI. Larry, last call.
Yep, thanks, Chuck. A little late and had to scoot away. So, nope, thanks for doing it. And, enjoy, support your parks this weekend. So, all right, take care. VE3LBI.
Okay, very good, Larry. Yeah, support your parks this weekend. So all you need is one, and you can get an award. Thanks, Larry. Next, we've got Debbie, VA3, the birthday girl, OIL.
Yes, well, thank you, Mac. I like getting younger all the time. Thank you, Chuck, for always being there on Wednesday nights. It's nice to have something to look forward to on Wednesday nights. Breaks up the week. I'll say 7-3 to all, and have a good week, everyone. VA3 OYL.
All right. Okay, Deb, again, happy birthday. It's still on for another 2 hours or just under 2 hours. So happy birthday. Take care, my friend. Next, we've got Victor Alpha 3, Fox Golf Trot, Golf, Foxtrot Golf Tango. There we go. Got it right. VA3 FGT. Mac, do you want to check and see if Grandpa Greg is still with us?
We'll give her a shot. VA3 FGT, VA3 IMW. No, nothing heard there, Chuck. He's one and done, and I think I'm done too. 7-3.
Okay, thanks for that relay. All right, well, the last person I have here is Victor Alpha 3, Alpha Lima Uniform. Al, Rockin' Al, checked in with us on YouTube. Check-in number 17 tonight. Thank you, Al, for checking in, listening in, and being part of our net. Maybe next week you'll have your radio issues figured out, and you can check in with us. So thanks again. And with that, it is 10:06 p.m., but let's see if there are any stragglers left that would like to check in at the last minute here with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group net. This is VA3 CJZ.
Recheck.
Okay, I heard a recheck LBI and someone else doubled there. Who's the other person?
V3XKB, Bob here in Flamborough. Chuck, just put up a temporary antenna. Both my towers are down now. So I got an antenna about 10 feet off the ground here in the backyard. Don't know how well I'm getting out, but you can count me as a check-in there anyway.
All right, very good then, Bob. Yep, you're doing a good job there. Full strength down here at the Center Mall to my antenna. So yeah, if you're making it here, you're doing a good job pretty much everywhere. So stand by for a minute there. We'll let Larry go with his recheck. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck. Just a quick reminder, Friday night, the ZOE Reg 2 will be starting at 8 o'clock, not 8:15. The new time is 8 o'clock. So that's for the Friday night on 443.075, the ZOE repeater. So anyways, again, it'll be starting at 8 o'clock, not 8:15. Thanks, Chuck. VE3LBI.
Okay, very good. Does anyone else have any other announcements they'd like to make? Please come now. All right, very good. Then don't forget, it's also garbage night. So whoever lives in my area and it has garbage tomorrow is the night to put it out. Be mindful if you've got food in your bag, the coons will get it, or the cats. So anyways, so let me wrap this up and then take a short break, and then we'll come back, maybe chat with Bob there. I do have to take a break, Bob. Thanks for checking in, sir.
Oh, just carry on there, Chuck. I'm doing a little bit of programming, so I won't be on this frequency. But I'll come back and check to see if you're busy with somebody else, and maybe put 2 words in there. But yeah, I guess you need to have a break, rest your voice a little bit there. We don't want to get too hoarse.
Yeah, it's not too bad tonight there. I know the last 2 weeks at the end of the net there, it was sounding a bit rougher than normal, but it heals overnight. Now I know why DJs only work for like 4 hours at a time. It takes a lot to speak all the time. It takes a lot out of your voice. And so thank you, Bob. Much appreciated. So one last call out. Anyone else out there wishing to join us here on this week's AREG net, please come now. This is VA3 CJZ. Okay, well, nothing heard. And so with that, we're going to wrap up this week's AREG net. Again, this is AREG number 1,556 weeks consecutively. And so it was also a pleasure bringing to you on this day everything that happened, along with birthdays and famous people passing away. I look forward to seeing and hearing you all next week on the same bat channel, same bat time. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, saying good night all and 7-3. By the way, we ended up with 18 with Bob. Bob, you're number 18 as a check-in. Great job, everyone. So with that, 7-3 all, we're going to turn this off and take a break for a few.